Hey fight fans, welcome back to the Fight Book, and today again we are gonna check the fights scheduled. The fights that are announced in last 24 hours. Trust me, you're gonna love this episode of Fight News because today I have news from Islam versus Topuria as well as Khamzat Chimaev versus Dricus du Plessis. So keep watching the video. We are gonna discuss every fight announcements, including non-UFC fights and some big boxing fights as well. Let's start from this weekend's UFC event, Vettori versus Dolidze. Marlon Medeiros is out of his lightweight bout against Ivan Elders, and Elders have no replacement. An interesting thing is that from UFC Kansas City April 26th card, Mitch Ramirez pulled out against Ahmed Hassanzada. So now Ivan Elder is moved to UFC Kansas City card on April 26th and he will fight Ahmed Hassanzada. This is how UFC sorted out both of the fights. And a news from next weekend UFC London March 22nd card. You already know that Molly McCann's opponent Estela Nunes had pulled out. UFC had found a replacement in Alexia Tainara, who is coming off her Dana White's Contender Series win and will be making her UFC debut. Nothing more is official, but we have a big news from Khamzat Chimaev's friend. A friend of Khamzat Chimaev on his Instagram live was talking about Ilia Topuria versus Islam Makhachev, and he said on his live stream that Islam Makhachev versus Ilia Topuria would be happening the same night as Khamzat Chimaev versus Dricus du Plessis in June. Yes, he said that this would be massive for the international fight week UFC 317 card if both of the champions Islam Makhachev and Dricus du Plessis defend their belts in super fights. This also confirms that John Jones is not going to defend his belt on International Fight Week. Before that, the rumors were that either Islam or John Jones will be the headliner of UFC 317 card. And now as the Islam Makhachev rumors are strong and it is almost a confirmation, so now John Jones will most probably will be fighting at Madison Square Garden in November in front of Donald Trump because he loves it when the president watches his fight live. Then we have news from Alex Pereira versus Magomed Ankalaev 2 as well. As I had told you that Magomed Ankalaev said the talks for the rematch has already begun. Now Alex Pereira also confirms that and said the same, that the talks for the rematch has already begun. And in response to Alex Pereira's comments, Ankalaev promises that this time he will finish Alex Pereira and the fight will not go to that distance. We also have something from UFC 315 headliner Bilal Muhammad versus Jack Della Maddalena. This is a very interesting comment from Bilal Muhammad, who promises to his fans that he will not shoot a single takedown in his fight against Jack Della Maddalena, and he will show his fans and the world that he is the best striker in the UFC, the best boxer in the UFC, baby. I think he got some motivation from Magomed Ankalaev, who outstriked Alex Pereira recently. But I think if Bilal Muhammad tries to do a striking matchup against Jack Della Maddalena, congratulations guys, you will not have to see Bilal Muhammad as a champion in the UFC after UFC 315. We also have some call outs for UFC fighters as well as some divisional changes news. I previously told you that Rafael Fiziev showed interest in moving down to the featherweight division. Now he shares a tweet where he said good news is coming soon. Let's see what will be the good news, if it will be a fight news or his move down to the featherweight division confirmation. By the way, Fiziev's change of division is not 100% confirmed yet, but what is 100% confirmed is Paul Craig is back in the light heavyweight division, and he also said his fight news is coming soon. His next fight will be in the light heavyweight division. Don't tell me it's gonna be Paul Craig versus Magomed Ankalaev 2. The UFC news wraps up here. only one official announcement from non-UFC fights, and it is from Mike Perry's Dirty Boxing Promotions DBX1 card, which will be taking place next weekend on March 22nd. It is announced that former UFC heavyweight champion Andre Arlovski will also be present on DBX card, and he will be fighting Terence Hodges on the card that will be headlined by Yoel Romero. Now, if we talk about the boxing announcements, there is also only one official fight announcement, and that is also not complete. As Queenberry's promoter Frank Warren said that Moses Itauma will be fighting on their April 5th card, which will be headlined by Joe Joyce versus Filip Hrgovic. I think after the cancellation of their headliner and the co-headliner as well, they just made this decision to have Moses Itauma on the card because this is going to be Queenberry's DAZN debut event. By the way, subscribe to the channel if you want to know who is Moses Itauma's opponent, because as soon as he will be announced, I will tell you without any delay. Two massive events from Riyadh Season and Ring Magazine are official, but no fight announcement yet. Ring Magazine's card in New York City on July 12th is now official, and the rumor is that Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford will be the headliner. Then the next Ring Magazine's card in Alcatraz jail, which many people thought are just talks and will not become a reality. Now Turkey Al Sheikh have announced that that event will take place in March 2026 on Alcatraz Island in California. Turkey can do anything. Now there are some fights that are not officially announced yet, but there are reports that these fights are in works. First is Christian Mbili versus Diego Pacheco. Top super middleweight prospects are going to collide. As the news says, Eye of the Tiger Management and Matchroom have begun the negotiations to stage this mega prospects fight at the Videotron Center in Quebec City, Canada around the week of May 12th. One more news from the super middleweight division is that Khamzat Shiraz, who is coming off his unsuccessful title fight in the middleweight division, has announced that he is going to move up into the already tough super middleweight division, where Canelo Alvarez is about to be the undisputed champion in a few weeks. Then we also have a news from Gervonta Davis versus Lamont Roach Jr. 2. First, Gervonta Davis remains undefeated and Roach fight is still a draw because the New York Commission will not change the result of last weekend's fight between Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach Jr. That's official. Basically, Lamont's lawyer had filed a case to overturn the result of their fight, but it is now not going to be happening. A deal is closed for the rematch, which will likely happen in June. And that's all in this video. Hit the like button because now you are fully updated with the fight world. Now share your thoughts in the comment section if you want to, and then do whatever you want.